Okay, so just to put into context some of those objects we were talking about before, if we start off, we've got a list here of the tag classes. They are in a hierarchy system within CFOS, and if we pick one of these, I've got the electrical equipment. You can see then here all the classes that sit under electrical equipment. And I've picked one of these as well, electrical heater. We can now see the information that is defined by the CFOS RDL. As we mentioned before, we have here the references and relationships to other standards. And one of the other things we can see then is if you have multiple class libraries, if you want to compare the CFOS against other class libraries, we have the ability then to create references and create those links so you can see the differences. We also defined in CFOS RDL the attributes required per class, and then what we have against each attribute or each property is further defined in the CFOS RDL. So I'll pick this one for example. We're now looking at the explosion protection zone property. There's definitions of the sort of validation and formatting that we want to make consistent, and we also have, for a number of attributes, there are standard lookup lists where the values are standard across an industry. Another type of attribute that we have are sort of measure attributes that have a related unit of measure. So again, we've got a sort of the definition, the standard RDL definitions, and again we've got relationships here to other standards or class libraries that exist. And we've got the link between that attribute and what units of measure are applicable to that unit. So if I go into the SI units for rated current, you can see that the allowable unit is amperes. Okay, the other thing that we hold that is defined in the RDL is the minimum documents that are required to be provided against each class. And similarly to all other objects, there's further definition of that document type as well. We have lots of metadata against each of the document objects that define when that document is required, what status it needs to be for handover, what format, etc., that it is expected to be provided in. So that's a very, very quick overview of the type of objects and the relationships that are defined in the RDL.